Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, January 21st, 2022. CSO's Red Flag Chinese Projects. This article is taken from Newsday. Civil society groups have expressed concern over Chinese business operations, saying they were causing unnecessary displacements and damaging the country's ecologically sensitive sites. In a statement yesterday, the groups under the Center for Natural Resources Governance banner said, "We seek to register our deep concern with the behavior of Chinese business operations in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a country endowed with vast natural resources in the minerals, flora, and fauna categories. These resources have the potential to reduce poverty and improve human security. Sadly, the abundance of natural resources has become the major cause of poverty, inequality, human rights abuses, environmental crimes, and transnational organized crimes that are prejudicing the country of billions of dollars annually. Some of these mining operations have left deep scars in the affected communities. For instance, in Marange, Anjing operated between 2011 and 2016 and was accused by the then finance minister of not remitting revenue to Treasury despite the company boasting of being the largest diamond mine in the world by volume of production. The statement added, "We expect the Zimbabwe government and media to engage China from the vantage point of advancing Zimbabwe's national interest and promoting and protecting the dignity of the Zimbabwean people against corporate injustice and human rights abuses. It is essential to listen to the real people in the affected communities. The Chinese ambassadors should find time to tour the Chinese operations and observe working conditions. The Chinese investors in Zimbabwe should be accountable to local communities and open to public scrutiny, starting with their contracts, their taxes, and beneficial ownership." Recently, Mutare residents red flagged a Chinese company which had started quarry mining operations in the sacred Dangwavurma mountain without an environmental impact assessment certificate. Last week, the Chinese embassy in Harare accused Western countries of sponsoring a media smear campaign to discredit Chinese investment in Zimbabwe. The bottom line is, this is just my take as an amateur economist, if you will. I mean, I know I've just taken micro and macroeconomics. That's the extent of my understanding, as well as just listening to different experts on the subject of Africa and the banking system and debt and so forth. The only thing that I can imagine that would allow the Chinese to come into Africa and evict people from their ancestral land, which is something I reported yesterday in Zimbabwe, or tear up the land in places like Ghana, the rivers and so forth, or start a mine in a protected site, the mountain that I just mentioned in Zimbabwe. The only way that they can do this is if the government owes the Chinese government money. In this case, the Zimbabwean government. We know that Zimbabwe has been racked with, the sanctions from the West, and so this has really made the great late Mugabe vulnerable, which is when this happened. One of these incidents happened when the so-called largest diamond mine didn't pay taxes. In Zimbabwe, this was on Mugabe's watch. I mean, I praise the man. I think he was a great leader. Not that he was perfect, but I think the only way that this stuff can occur with the Chinese, as we know, is if we owe them money. So we need to get, I mean, you can ask them to do all the hell you want them to do, to have their minister or whoever the hell he is to tour different mines. No, what you need to do is pay off your debts. And I know it's easier said than done. I understand that. But the only solution is for African nations to pay off their debts to the IMF, to the World Bank, to China, whoever. I don't care who in the hell it is. Pay off your debts and then start cracking down on your mines. You know, and I mean, what needs to be done is you need your police force to take their activities to a much higher level, where they're checking on, like the United States FBI. This wouldn't occur in the United States because the FBI wouldn't occur because they have specialists, lawyers, accountants, etc., to check up on all this stuff. Okay, mineral experts, etc. Okay, so that's what's going on here, and what goes for Zimbabwe goes for the rest of the African continent.